Hey beautiful, so I woke up this morning and found something kind of exciting on the Sephora app. So let me just show you. Alright, so slight change of scenery. Apologize for that, but I realized when I was about to show you guys the foundation that I had to get going to my chiropractor appointment. So just finished up that and I'm gonna show you guys. I should probably figure out how to do a screen grab on my phone and just input that here, but I'm just too excited to figure that out right now. So I'm gonna just show you. I did put the order through, but when I went on this morning, it looked like there had been a new launch of the Sephora collection foundation. I don't think I've tried much from the Sephora collection. I know there is some very good buys in there just for the price point. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, new foundation, cool. I really enjoy trying foundations, and good price point for $25. It's a little less than a standard fluid ounce. It's 0.84. So I'm just under, but I was just intrigued by the name, so they called it Best Skin Ever Liquid Foundation. And come on, like, that's a big claim, that's a bold claim, but like, who doesn't want that? So just decided to go on, and I must say I'm super impressed that they launched with 50 shades. I know I really shouldn't be impressed by that, like that should just be the standard nowadays, but I am glad to at least see launches starting with this, because then it feels like brands are actually listening and paying attention to, you know, what's just needed and what should be the standard nowadays. So they're keeping that expectation, and I'm happy about that. So 50 shades launched with, and I don't know, just something about it that's like a long wear foundation but like a natural finish supposedly. So I think I am going to do a dedicated video for this one if it comes in a decent amount of time. One thing I will say though is picking your shade, a bit tricky. I don't know, maybe they just have to work on the marketing or like some hiccups here, but I do really like when brands do the model swatches. I find that personally helpful just to see how it looks on other people. So the reason why I was kind of confused by it, so they have arm swatches as well. Like I do find that helpful as well, but they don't have all of them swatched, which I found slightly confusing. And then one of the shades that I wanted was 8Y, but then I realized there's two 8Ys, and I could only find one 8Y listed in the shade. So I think that was just like a typo or a mistake potentially. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll try the shade finder. And if you haven't tried the shade finder on Sephora, I do find it very helpful. It at least kind of shows you like kind of where you should be in the range, and I have found it accurate in the past. So I figured, okay, try the shade finder, and I put in different foundations that I do currently have that I find fit me pretty well shade wise, and it kept suggesting either 13P or 14P, which is fine, like it's going to fluctuate because, you know, I was putting in different foundations. But what was confusing for me is that 14P says for light skin with pink undertones. 13P also says for light skin with pink undertones, which again, there must be some kind of variation. I was tempted to get both just to like do both of them and compare, but decided not to do that. I personally haven't seen that for other brands before, that it's the same description. Usually they only have like one foundation for one description. So again, I don't know if that was a mistake or what is up with that. Dang, internal temperature of this camera. Love this camera, you guys, but overheats, I think, way too easily. Anywho, so yeah, the descriptions were slightly confusing. I think there was maybe just an error providing descriptions, or maybe they just didn't know other ways to say that. We shall see. 13P definitely looks more rosy. 14P looked more golden in my opinion. I really do not remember which one I ended up ordering though. I got 13P. I ended up paying 13P, so we will see how that works for my skin once it comes in. I just wanted to read some disclaimers to you guys because this just got me excited. I haven't gotten this excited over foundation in quite a while, I think. It says a medium coverage natural finish foundation with a long wearing anti-pollution formula that hydrates skin for up to 12 hours and is infused with skincare benefits. So the neat thing about this one is it has hyaluronic acid and red algae extract, which supposedly is supposed to be very hydrating as well. So 100% from the clinical results. Again, you don't know how many people are part of that, but it says 100% felt their skin was smoother after 28 days of use. Must be something in that algae. I thought that was pretty neat. And it also has brown algae extract, which acts as like a anti-pollution protection shield, supposedly. I know some people think that's kind of gimmicky, the whole anti-pollution thing. I suffer from getting blackheads, I find, quite easily, especially wearing the mask lately and everything. So just having anti-pollution, I feel like kind of maybe is more useful because it's just like keeping things from like going into your pores. I don't know too much about it, but it's just intriguing to me. And I also thought it was neat that the bottle is made from 30% recycled glass. So I found that pretty neat as well. I'm excited. I will hop back on here once it comes in, hopefully within the next week maybe. And we will do a full day wear test. All right, so we are back and we got the foundation. I am so excited to try this, you guys. So it came in the mail, so I just had to hop on here and demo it for you. So I already mentioned some of the claims that it had while ordering it, but I just wanted to clarify and reread for you guys the main claims of it. It's a medium coverage natural finish foundation with a long wearing anti-pollution formula that hydrates skin for up to 12 hours and is infused with skincare benefits. It is a glass bottle, which I didn't realize, and I think it's just really nice packaging. And it also has a pump, love that. Makes it a lot more easier for sure. I ended up going with 13p. Hopefully this one will work, fingers crossed. I usually get neutral undertones, but as of lately I feel like more cooler like pink undertones do work for me well. And I'm not sure if I said previously, it is just shy of a fluid ounce. It's 0.84 fluid ounces. So standard one is usually 1 fluid ounce, so you just get just shy of a fluid ounce for the $25 Canadian. I think that was everything. Let's just put this on our face. All right, so brought you in a little closer so you can see everything. I have turned off the soft focus on this camera, so hopefully you can see everything a bit better. I currently have a few acne scars and some marks. We'll see if that can cover it up, because I'm actually reading the bottle and it's saying a couple of different things that wasn't listed on the Sephora website. It actually says that it's a buildable coverage, so we will see if it can kind of build nicely on the problematic areas at all. And also saying reduce signs of stress and fatigue. Yes, please. That would be amazing. I'm assuming that's all the algae that's in here. And it's also dermatologist tested and it's also non-comedogenic. Words today, oh my goodness. Let's just give this a shake. I think I am going to do one side of my face with a sponge, other with a brush, because I feel like everyone applies foundation differently. To put some hair clips in without looking ridiculous. I think I'm going to start with the brush. This is one of my all-time favorite foundation brushes, but I honestly don't remember what it is. I will try to find it and link it down below for you guys. I got it in my Boxycharm box, so it literally just says Boxycharm on it. No, it was from a certain brand. I just cannot remember the name for the life of me right now. I'm gonna do one pump, see how. Trying to put my finger on that scent. It's not scented at all, but it reminds me of the Wet n Wild photo focus. Once it's on your face, you don't really notice it. I just smell it off my brush right now. Okay, so that is one layer on this side. honestly is sitting really nicely. Did like a blurring effect on my pores here. Not sure if I said I didn't use any primer at all when I'm trying a new foundation. I prefer not to use any primer just to see simply how the foundation works, and then once I know how the foundation performs, then I can choose what primer I would need it. Like if I need a pore filler or like something tackier to hold it on longer. Alright, so let's do one other pump on a sponge. I am using my all-time favorite sponge, the Real Techniques one, which is a little beat up. I think it's time for a new one. So that is one layer with the sponge. I would say pretty much looks the same. I think it was like this slightest smidgen less coverage with the sponge. But that could also be because my scarring was worse. Sorry. I'm just gonna take not even half a pump, like a tiny little squeeze on here. Decided to do eyebrows before foundation today, and I forgot how annoying it can be. Comment down below if you're the type of person to do everything like your eyes first and then foundation, or foundation first. I've always been the type of person that needs like foundation, concealer, full base first before touching anything else. So working around my eyebrows right now is like, okay, so that really helped the forehead situation, just kind of smoothing it out with a sponge, which is wholesome for me. Still see a tiny bit of red peeking through on my chin, so we're just gonna go in with a light second layer and see if it is buildable. Let's see if it's buildable. Okay, so I did cover a couple of the darker ones a little bit. Do a tiny bit on this side. Not sure if it's oxidized a little bit. You can kind of see the difference on my neck now. I really like the shade. The tone is like spot on for me. Yeah, that's the second layer. I seem to cover up the marks a little bit more. I got no complaints right now, you guys. As I'm like going like this, then you see the lines, but that's totally normal and typical for me. Since it's a natural finish, I'm not sure if we're gonna set it. It's like the slightest bit tacky. I might just set it here so I can do blush and bronzer. I really like the finish of it everywhere else, so I think I would leave it personally. I know some people completely set their face. I typically don't unless it is a dewy foundation or I want to go for the super matte look. I love the finish of it right now. It pretty much just looks like my skin. We're going to throw on the rest of our makeup, and then I will take you guys around, do a couple check-ins throughout the day and see how it wears. But first, let's just... Alright, we are done our makeup. So this is what it looks like, you guys. Check-in time, it is currently just after 12. 11:50 is when I finished my base, so 11:50 will be the check-in time. Honestly, no complaints at the moment. Like, it's just so smoothing and I really like the finish. I only set pretty much right on my cheeks right here with my Airspun translucent powder. Honestly, like the tackiness did go away. It did set down, which I'm kind of surprised about. It's almost more of like a matte finish. I'm gonna do a quick spritz of setting spray because I forgot to do that, using the QUO Beauty setting spray because I don't find it changes or alters any of my foundations at all. Pretty happy with it so far, you guys. And didn't really oxidize at all that I noticed. I think it was just looking darker to me because my neck is so light. At all, I only put concealer on my under eyes, nowhere else, so you can actually see how the foundation performs and such. And my powder was really just like here to set my under eyes. that is it. That is all. In case you're wondering what else is on my face, we use the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Palette, as well as the Persona Cosmetics blush, which I've been obsessed over, and Carmel. Just a really pretty mauve color. And I use the e.l.f. Eau de Rose eyeshadow palette. Really pretty tones. Love the bite-sized formula. That was actually mentioned in my 2020 favorites. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it down below and also put it up here for you guys in case you're interested. I talk about all my favorite makeup for 2020. And for highlight today, I did the Wet n Wild Megaglo in Blossom Glow. Just a really icy pink highlight, but I can really only use those, I find, in the winter time, so I'm getting used to them now because we are at our fairest. Lip combo is the Essence Blender in Because Duh. These were also in my 2020 faves, with the Persona Cosmetics lip gloss in Shortcake. That is everything, you guys. I will check in with you in a few hours and see how our face is doing. So it's only been an hour, but I figured I would show you guys what it looks like in natural lighting. Looking pretty good if I say so myself. Looking at just my skin, what does my skin look like? Good?
Yeah, like flawless, like clear and golden.
Flawless. We got flawless people. Alright, so not sure if I mentioned you guys everything that I am wearing. Products are always listed down in the description box below.
Hi guys, I've been doing this since it's been 5 hours now. My makeup is still working. Like I suggested in my previous video, if you watch with the link above, definitely suggest the primer with the eyelids, and yeah, hair's gone over too, by the way. Maybe it's Maybelline.
So it has been 5 hours, so this is the 5-hour check-in point. I find it has gotten a tiny bit shinier, just like right in between my eyebrows and a little bit on my chin. Yes, there is lipstick on my chin. This is why I don't eat with lipstick on. Anywho's, ignoring that. Do you have combination skin? So I kind of am used to most foundations looking a bit more dewy throughout the day. But it's not bad, like, whatsoever. Like, doesn't feel oily at all, just looks a tiny bit more dewy, but I still really like it. Not too bad for my texture. If I'm up close, you do kind of notice some of it, but it was definitely very, like, smoothing on my pores. Not bad for 5 hours.
Does it feel? Doesn't dry your skin out or anything?
Nope.
No?
Still feels good.
Still looks really good.
Doesn't feel heavy at all. Doesn't feel like I'm really wearing makeup.
Really, eh?
I like this one so far.
Still looks good.
Let's go get some food.
That's right. She's getting cranky.
Alright, hey beautifuls. We are at almost the 9-hour check-in point. It's just after 8 o'clock right now, almost 8:30 actually. Yes, I did change my lip color. I actually put on the Maybelline Lifter Gloss just to test it out again because I believe I got a bad batch at my last one. So I really wanted to pick it up and try it again because everyone's been raving about this one. This is in the color Reef. Foundation wise, I think this one is a win for me, you guys. Honestly, it's been looking good all day. I don't really have any complaints. My expression lines are a tiny bit noticeable, but that happens with majority of foundations with me anyways, so I'm not gonna complain about that. The only thing I really noticed about at the 6-hour mark, I would say it started to look, getting up close and personal here, started to look a bit worn off around my nose, and I didn't blow my nose or like touch it or anything, so I'm not too sure what the breaking apart, like why it happened there, but that's not too bad. Chin looks a tiny bit red. That's also because I got lipstick on it earlier. I also had to wear a mask for a little bit today and I didn't get any lines, didn't rub off on my nose, so that was really good for being a natural finish. I find only matte foundation so far has worked for me for wearing masks, but I'm really happy that I didn't leave any indents or marks. I want to say it might not be the best for textured skin. I only say that because it did look very smoothing on me at the beginning. I just noticed around the 6-hour mark when it started breaking apart here, it almost looks more textured around here. And I do have the type of skin that I need to exfoliate a few times a week. It seems like they're clinging, the foundation's clinging on all that here. But my concealer did come to about here, and that's where I'm seeing it the most. So it could be the concealer combo that's kind of reacting weird with this. It still looks very smooth when I put the areas I had put translucent powder. So I feel like this is one I definitely would want to play around with. It feels so comfortable. Like, I feel at the end of the day, you just feel your foundation sitting on your skin and it feels kind of heavy. This one does not at all. I almost didn't really feel or realize that I still have makeup on my skin. Very lightweight and natural feel, which I really enjoy and appreciate in a foundation. I only think that maybe a pore filling primer right here on me could help a little bit, and I would be curious to see how it reacts when I set my entire face. Maybe that would make it slightly more blurring throughout the day. I mean, for looking this good after the entire day and wearing a mask, like, I'm really not complaining. I feel like this would work with a lot of different skin types because it isn't super matte, so I feel like dry skin could get away with this. You just might need a hydrating base or spray on top, and I have combination skin that hasn't really gotten oily throughout the day, so I feel like possibly oilier skin types could get away with this too. I don't mind it getting a tiny bit more dewier throughout the day. Really nothing bad to say, you guys. This one has been a win for me. Let me know down below what you think of this one. And that is all. Thank you so much for watching this, you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!